Welcome back to Business Next. Some of our listeners may know that here at the Small Business Association of Michigan, about 5 years ago or so, we moved into new facilities, and I got to tell you, it was kind of a headache, which makes me really excited to be talking with a guy who's the expert on moving businesses from one location to another. David Corrigan is the president and COO of Corrigan Moving Systems. They're a Michigan-based relocation company dedicated to elevating the moving experience for families and businesses. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it.
Well, what can you tell us about Corrigan Moving Systems?
Well, it's a company that's been around 84 years right now. We're about ready to celebrate our 85th anniversary in 2014. And it was founded by my grandfather. He got started working for Ford Motor Company and at night, and then during the day was hauling ice. And this was in 1929, and so many people wanted him to move their furniture because of the poor economic times there. He got out of the ice business entirely and started a moving company full time. So we have 12 locations in 4 different states, but 9 of the locations are in Michigan.
Well, David, I have to ask you, that's such a remarkable accomplishment, staying in business for 85 years. How did you manage to survive all the ups and downs of an economy over that long time period?
You know, it just takes a lot of special people that are working for you to take care of the highs and lows in this business. And the moving industry has been, just like every other business, rocked at times by the different financial crises. But when we went through the most recent crisis, what they call the Great Recession recently, I reminded all my people that my grandfather started it in the Great Depression, and if he can survive, then we're going to survive. And we just did what needed to be done and came out stronger on the other end. So,
well, congratulations again. That is a remarkable accomplishment. So, David, what is the moving process like for most small businesses here in Michigan?
The moving process, specifically what most movers are doing, is that what you're asking?
Yes. For a small business, the kinds of things that they need to prepare for and understand if they're going to undertake moving from one location to another.
Yes, because there are different kinds of moving. Some movers, most of the ones you see driving around, are household good movers, and they move the belongings from a person from one place to another. But a smaller subset of those, while they still do the household good moving, they are involved in what we call office relocations. And that's the kind of company you want to contact if you want to move your business. There are many things to consider, but the most important thing is that you find a partner that is experienced and is basically an expert at office moving, because it's a very different animal. You'll find some small movers trying to get into this field, but you don't want to be one of their experiments. I would recommend that you get bids from at least 3 different moving companies, and that'll allow you to look at their references and find out, have they done projects similar in size to what you are asking them to do today.
Is there some specific things that you suggest business owners look for when they're negotiating the moving contract?
There's a number of things. You want to make sure, like I said before, that they have the experience, that they know what they're doing. But that is phase one. The other things are, what kind of advice can they give you? Can they help you to set up a relocation plan that will keep your business running for as long as possible? What I'm talking about here is a good consultant will discuss with you your business and what you need to do, and may suggest that we move you over a weekend. We come in Friday night, we start taking things apart and moving them over to the new location, and by Monday morning you're up and running. That may work with some. Others may need to set up a business at the new location where they can continue the production line. We've done this with many of our clients, where we will move over one segment of the production line, get it up and running, make sure everything, the quality standards are up and well, and when that's working well, then you'll shut up down the main factory or the main production and move that over later. But in the entire time, the business is still operating. These are the kinds of advices and expertise you get from somebody who's experienced at handling office relocations.
Well, I can remember when we moved, one of the most traumatic parts of the whole move was the impact on employees, because you're kind of in limbo from going from a familiar spot to a new spot, even though you're excited about a new facility. How do you kind of prepare your employees for the move?
The best thing to do is to partner with your mover and have them come in and put on a seminar. They're used to where everything is on their desk, and we need to teach them how to take the breakable items and how to package those separate from, your pens and papers and things like that are not breakable. And some things, as much as possible, can remain in the drawers as long as they're secured. And so when the drawers are moved, they're not going to be upside down and all across the floor. So it's a education process that we conduct that teaches them exactly what they need to do and how to mark their chair, and there are 3 boxes that are going with them with a colored sticker that will identify where it needs to be at the new location. And quite often the computers are handled the same way. We'll move the computers off of their desks and put it in their new location, wherever that may be in their new office.
David Corrigan is the president and COO of Corrigan Moving Systems. David, thanks so much for joining me today on Business Next.
I appreciate it, Michael. Thank you very much.
You are listening to Business Next, a part of the Michigan Business Network.